Alright, this is Eric Arnold, occasionally known as the Big E, not in the sports barn. We're going to take another walk here. We're going to get some exercise and make a sports barn video at the same time, trying to save time. We're going to screw around here, shoot this in lesser definition, trying to save space and time when I edit this. I think this one could be an extra long video just because I got to walk really far today because I skipped it yesterday and I ate too much last night. But anyway, what's that have to do with college basketball? Anyway, it's bitterly cold, so I got my toque on, and let's get going. It's actually not too bad out here. Anyway, sorry. We have 5 games for you today. Most of them are in the Pac-12. Look, if you want to know what they are, just skip to the end of the video, because I expect this one to be a pretty long video. So, just skip to the end. And there you'll have it. Our 10 games last night, we went 4-6, which was greatly disappointing after our 4-1 Tuesday. Started off good. Started off with that hammering that Florida State put on Miami. Florida State looks like they're by far and away the class of the ACC, and the number maybe just hasn't caught up to them yet. They laid a decent number of points last night and covered it easily. And then the shit started. Florida couldn't get it done against Vanderbilt. Just couldn't. They were up like 20. And they just couldn't put it away, and ended up only winning by 8 or 9. Not enough. And then we had some mistakes. I took Ohio State. That was one I wish I had back. It was close. Ohio State got the win, but didn't cover the 7.5. Penn State's probably just better than people think they are. Their record's not very good, but they've played a lot of tough teams, and they're actually pretty good. They play really good defense. We had all kind of trouble with their defense. So, anyway, that was kind of disappointing there. I'm going by memory, so if I can get all 10 games I lost or played by memory, I should get a QP or something. Ole Miss, I wish I had that one back. We had taken the points on the road against Arkansas. That was never close. Western Carolina, that was a loser. Louisville, that one was close. I don't really regret that one. That one just, it could have gone either way. We lost by a point or two. The Baylor game, I wish I had that one back. That's just, I think what you got are two things there. Baylor might be, I think Kansas in a good year for Kansas. That's what Baylor is this year. And then Kansas State, they're just a special kind of bad. That's a team that's not a Big 12 team this year. It's more like a Southland team or something. They're just bad. So we got crushed. That's pretty hard to say, when you're getting 24 points, it's like, how could you get crushed? Well, when you lose by 50, you got crushed. Hell, Baylor covered the 20-some points in the first half. And I was thinking, when they'll call off the dogs. Yeah, not so much. I don't even know what happened in the second half, if Baylor played their starters or their backups are just as good as their starters or what. So that was another loser. Probably should cover the winners. That'd take less time. But I had Florida State, that was a winner. Virginia Tech, that was a winner. Mike Bray's been good to us. Seems like every time we fade him, we come home with the W. Wake Forest won. That was a nip and tuck game that they managed to lose, but by 5, not 8. I think there was a late 3 in that game. I think we were going to cover anyway, because we were getting 8. Or I think we were going to tie. And the last possession, 3, with 4 seconds to go, put us in the winner's circle. So, lucky there. And then we were exactly right with Utah State. They did pretty much exactly what I thought they'd do. They made a few shots on UNLV and stretched it out for a nice win late night. But just too many wrong picks, too many. 4 wins, 6 losses. So we get 5 today. But before we get to that, I thought one thing I'd cover here on this long walk is this GameStop deal controversy. I don't know, you may have heard about it. My wife mentioned it. You know, when my wife mentions something, then, you know, it's bled into the common person consciousness. So, what does this have to do with sports? It has to do with gambling. How about that? You know, the Wall Street markets are some people would say it's the world's biggest casino, but I think that's somewhat of a misnomer in that most casinos have rules and some that you could basically rely on those rules being followed. Wall Street's not like that at all. Well, they're still there, you know, mentally and physically. So it's a good thing. You have to check up on the old people periodically. Otherwise, sometimes they just, you know, I just saw you 2 weeks ago and now you don't know what day it is. You know, sometimes they mentally disappear that quickly. But they appear to still be all with it. I don't know. I'm concerned about what they're watching To Tell the Truth with Jimmy Kimmel. Watch enough of that shit, it'll rot your brain. You'll end up a drooling idiot. Hey, apparently the old man has come off his no vaccination position. I didn't push it. In other words, apparently my mother has convinced him that he needs to do this. So I didn't say, oh, so you changed your mind, because then he would retrace his steps and dig his heels in. So just left it as it is. It sounds like this vaccination process is a complete clusterfuck. I guess I need to step in here and hook this up. You know, they said they're trying. It's like, you're trying? You know, I'm hearing people are actually getting this done. You know, like I told them. I gave them the Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. So do it. And I also told them I'm waiting for them. The whole world's waiting for them to get vaccinated. And the whole world's still on standby till we get some of these damn old people vaccinated, and they're just, well, they're doing what old people do, sit on the couch. So I told them, I said, there's not somebody going to come to the door with a needle saying, we're here to vaccinate you. Well, we know that. Yeah, do you? Because it's the way you're acting. And old people get comfortable with whatever routine they're in, and right now that routine is sit on your ass and watch to tell the truth. So, anyway, they're still there. I did hear a nice story about a man that lived in a cave in Gibraltar. There's a story for all you Gibraltarites. Apparently, people live in caves in Gibraltar, apparently. I guess this cave existed somewhere up around a lake near Gibraltar. And this guy lived in a cave. He was a veteran of the Spanish-American War. And he was living in a cave shortly after World War II. So I guess we didn't take care of our veterans any better back then than we do now. So I guess he lived in a cave. I wonder if that was by choice, or he was just drunk, or he was out of money, or he was just said, you know, I don't think I need a house. I'm going to live in a cave. My father said he saw the cave one time, but the guy wasn't home. So I guess he didn't actually get to go inside the cave. Well, can't remember the name of the guy, of course. But he lived in the cave. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, college basketball. We have 5 games today. I've been searching for the right formula. Well, pretty much for my whole life. Certainly since I started making these videos. Did you ever have somebody tell you something, or you read something, and you say, that's true. That's the answer. That's a truism. That's the answer to one of life's mysteries. I have that happen to me occasionally. You know, it could be anybody who says it to you. It doesn't have to be a significant person in your life. It could be just some dude on the street. You can just read it anywhere. Well, anyway, I read a comment one time on one of the chat boards at probably covers.com. It's one of the gambling websites. And I think the question was, you know, what makes a winning handicapper? And, you know, the random person that answered, one of the answers was, well, this may sound stupid, but you have to have it. You know, and IT was capitalized. You know, if you don't have it, well, you're probably not going to be very good. Some, you know, the winners, they just have it. They have it. And I thought that's true. It's, you know, they just have that, the winners have that sixth sense on when a team's going to perform well, when a team's not, who to bet on, who to bet against. And, yeah, I do not have it. I never have. And I hope, you know, I'm not going to say I never will, because I'm going to, if I'm never going to have it, then I might as well just give this all up right now. Our 30-year search for it continues. I kind of thought I was onto it last night. You know, I thought, you know, we won 4 out of 5. This 10-game slate is feeling really good. I may have it, you know. And then, of course, 4 winners, 6 losers. Nope, that wasn't it. So I don't know, you know, I have little ingredients that I think could be it. who knows? It might be different for different people. But I don't want to give up just yet. We're always looking for it, and haven't found it yet. Anyway, what's on the docket for today? If I get this video up to you in time, and I'm thinking it's going to be a huge-ass long project trying to compress this into anything usable, which will take hours. At any rate, 5 o'clock, Oregon State is at USC. USC, last I saw, was 11, 12-point favorite. I don't know. This is an opposite play. This is not where I'd normally be, but, I kind of feel like the favorites seem to be coming in right now. And, I think that's where we're going to be with USC. I know I like the coach better. Andy Enfield, he was the guy that took that no-name bunch that could jump through the roof, that Florida Gulf Coast, so many years ago, took them into the 16 round, I think it was. I think it's the Atlantic Sun, Florida Gulf Coast. I haven't seen that name this year. Maybe they've just opted out. At any rate, Andy Enfield then, of course, took the bigger, better deal and went to USC. Really hasn't been heard from much out there, but, USC, they got a nice team. It's not a, national power. Oregon State, they've had the same coach forever. That team has pretty much been an also-ran for pretty much the entire length of this guy's tenure. I think the guy's name is Tinkle. So, Enfield over Tinkle, we'll go with that and lay the 12 points. Then you had Michigan State and Rutgers. And I just don't know where else to go with this with Michigan State. Yeah, it probably puts me with everybody else, but, I'm getting 3 points. This game's at Rutgers. And Michigan State hasn't played in 3 weeks. I view that as a negative. But I think I'm getting paid for the negative. In other words, I think that's baked into the line. Why is Michigan State catching 3 points from Rutgers? And I think that Rutgers and Michigan State probably play a pretty similar game. Play some defense. Neither team probably could shoot all that well. Rebound. I just think Michigan State will do that sort of thing better than Rutgers. And, the rust factor, that may be overcome by the desperation factor. In other words, Michigan State hasn't played many games. Therefore, every game from here on out is a big game. They need wins. Only a handful of losses, and you don't have that many games played, that could knock you out of the tournament altogether. And Tom Izzo doesn't miss tournaments. That's just something he doesn't do. So, I think Izzo realizes the importance of this game. And a disjointed, sloppy game may be compensated for by desperate high energy on Michigan State's part. Like I said, all things being equal without the layoff, I would think Michigan State is just definitely better than Rutgers. But, you know, with the layoff, kind of equalizes the table. I'm going to just go with the good coach. You know, I'm going to go with the guys with rings. Like I said, I think we're getting paid to do it. Catching 3 points. We'll take Izzo. And let's see what else. We're drawing a blank on that 5th game. There were 2 more. Well, we'll do the other 2 games I remember and then try to come up with that 5th game. 2 more games in the Pac-12. The 2 Arizona teams are in action on TV late. We got Arizona. They are playing Stanford. And I believe that number had gone all the way up to like 8.5. 8.5 on Stanford. Oh, there comes a jogger. Crazy enough, I think I recognize that guy. Anyway, back to college basketball. Stanford, 8.5 point underdog at Arizona. Arizona coming off a pretty big clean win over Arizona State. But, yeah, Stanford, they beat UCLA this weekend, I guess. And Arizona and UCLA are pretty similar teams. So, I definitely think Stanford can play with Arizona. We'll take the points here. Just try to mix it up a little bit, you know. I think that's part of it. Is you can't have all home teams, you can't have all road teams like I did last year. All favorites, all dogs. So take the dog here. I think that's not such a bad play. I don't like Stanford's coach all that much, but I think you know, 8.5 points, whatever it is now, that'll be getting paid to have a lousy coach a little bit. And then the other one was Arizona State. They were, I think, 7-8 point favorites over Cal. And California is not that good. But I did notice one thing here, and they've got a second-year coach who I believe is an improvement over the guy he replaced. So I think that team should be improving. I noted, looking at the previous scores, that team has pretty much been roadkill. In other words, they've just been destroyed on the road pretty consistently under this guy, this new coach, Fox, Mr. Fox. But last time out, they won at Utah. That's a tough place to play. That's a pretty tough opponent, and they won. You know, covered, won the game outright. So, yeah, you know, that's one of the things I look for, and I have no basis for it whatsoever, but I have this feeling that you break a long losing streak, and that would be Cal on the road. So you break that streak at Utah. Now they might just come right back and win another one on the road. You know, they're feeling good. They found it, if you will. They're it. The key to their puzzle on how to win on the road. So I think you got a live dog there in Cal, and we'll take them against Arizona State. now I'm going to have to shut the phone off because I cannot remember that 5th game to save my life. Oh yeah, I remember now. The last game was Kansas. We like Kansas laying the huge number against TCU at Fog Allen. I'm not crazy about this pick, but, picks I am crazy about, they lose too, so what's the difference? Kansas, of course, a premium team. You're laying 14, 15 points here. TCU, look, I view this as simply a Bill Self premium coach, a premium program, and Jamie Dixon, he's just not a premium coach, bargain basement coach. This is a guy that, where did he wash out of Pitt? UCLA, I think. And, now he's been relegated to the backwaters of the Big 12. And I'm sure at some point soon he'll be flushed out of there too. So, it's a big number, but Kansas historically has been a very good home team. Now, of course, this is how much of that home court advantage do you lose in these COVID times? I don't know. I just know Kansas is tough to beat at home. I did watch that Kansas-Baylor game a week or two ago, and my thoughts were that Baylor right now is, I think, at the top of their game. Obviously, I didn't think that before I made that stupid pick last night when I faded them with a bad team. I was just mesmerized by the giant point spread, which was a foolish deal on my part. But the Baylor, I think, is, they played they have essentially the same team as they had last year. So, they're at the top of their game right now. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Baylor starts to flake a little bit as you get in towards the end of March, as the other teams get better. I think Kansas is a team that's getting better. They lost their top guys from last year, but all those talented guys that have been sitting on the bench are now getting chances to play. And they were right there in that game down in Waco a couple weeks ago. I thought Baylor just made everything. I don't know that Kansas played poorly. It was just that Baylor made everything, and Kansas was still right there. They were down 1 or 2 possessions at the end of the game. And then Baylor just pulled away a little bit with some free throws and what have you. So I don't think Kansas is way off from being one of these top explosive teams like Baylor right now. I guess that's a long way of saying, they could get up on TCU and bury these guys by 30, with a Gonzaga or Baylor-esque type score. So we'll go ahead and take Kansas, lay the points. We'll be the public. Why not? Hey, the public wins sometimes, They won yesterday with GameStop. Now today, the sharp money and GameStop, with the assistance of the big banks, are changing the rules and they're getting their vengeance. But who knows, by the time I get back to the back to the house. Maybe GameStop will be at 600 instead of 150. I doubt it, but I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop's at 50 by the time I get back to the house. Alright, that's all we got for you. I don't know if there'll be any videos this weekend, as I am going to take a little vacation, a little mental health break. I am, it'll be, some days are better than others, but I saw the city of Las Vegas is interested for the moment in getting schools back to normal, in that I guess they've discovered that they have double the number of child suicides that they normally have. Really? Go figure. Could have never predicted that. So, I mean, it's a tragedy that has to come to that, but yes, of course, opening everything up immediately is a good thing. Sitting here and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and making this our new normal is beyond stupid. It's killing people. It's counterproductive. I know, like I said, everybody thinks these lockdowns are doing the right thing. They couldn't be more wrong if they tried. At any rate, alright, that's all I got. We'll talk again. Eric Arnold, signing off.